It is October 2025. We have got exactly 3 months left before we hit 2026. And I'm gonna get real with you for a second. Most of you right now are in the exact same place that you were in at the beginning of this year. Maybe even the same place that you were in last year. Nothing has changed. But if you do the 9 things that I'm about to tell you in this video for the next 90 days, I promise you that you will enter 2026 as a completely different person. Not just somebody who hopes for change, but actually makes it happen. So comment I'm in if you're ready to do this. And before we start, make sure you go download the 90-day PDF from the description below. It is absolutely free, but it will help you really lock in and have the strongest comeback of your life in 2026. Let's go. Now here is what I know about you, and don't get offended. You probably started 2025 with a vision board, a list of goals, all of that, right? You promised yourself that you would get fit, maybe start a business, learn a new skill, wake up at 5 a.m., meditate every day, yada yada yada. And here we are at the beginning of October and you are still scrolling, still daydreaming, still watching How to Change Your Life videos instead of actually taking any sort of action towards that change. And you'd be surprised to know that this is not because you're lazy, it is because you are overstimulated and underacting. You are stuck in something called action paralysis. You know what to do, you know the formula, but you are not taking action. So the first thing that I want you to do after this video, you have to consciously stop yourself from watching another video on the subject because you already know what to do. Trust me, you have consumed enough information at this point. You just need to act on it now. Because if you don't act in the next 3 months, what makes you think that you'll suddenly act in the next 12 months of 2026? Stop telling yourself that I'll start on January 1st. That is just a lie that we're telling ourselves to delay action. The next thing that I want you to do after this is to treat the next 3 months like a sprint. Ask yourself, what can I actually transform before 2025 ends? Pick just one thing, just one goal that you really want to transform before this year ends. Whether that is hitting the gym every single day, whether that is building a side hustle, fixing your sleep schedule. Pick one thing, not multiple things, and then you are going to start now, not on January 1st. My big goal, for instance, is to get my dream body. So now once you know your goal, once you know your one goal for the next 3 months, I want you to stop panicking and understand that 3 months is actually a lot of time. The reason that you feel like 90 days is not enough time is because you've already convinced yourself that you are stuck. You've already told yourself that you've lost the entire year. What's the point of doing anything now? It's better to start next year. You have convinced yourself that you are incapable of change. And because that belief is locked in, your brain automatically dismisses short timelines. You think, what's the point? I can't fix my life in 3 months anyway. I'd rather start next year. But what I want you to know is that real change does not take years. It doesn't even take all of 2026. The science is very clear on this. Your brain literally rewires itself in 60 to 90 days of consistent effort. That is it. 2 to 3 months of sticking with a habit can make it automatic. That is how fast momentum builds. Think about it. 90 days is 12 full weeks. That is 90 workouts that you can do. That is 90 mornings that you can wake up early. That is 90 chances to eat clean, write, build, save, learn, move forward. Do whatever it is that you want to 90 times again and again. So if you keep at it, in 90 days, you can lose 5 to 6 kilos. You can save 10,000 rupees. You can draft a whole book. You can build a body of work online. You do not need someday. You need a focused window of time, and 3 months is more than enough. Trust me. So here is what I want you to do. Take the one goal that you picked in point 1 and create a simple 90-day roadmap for it. Break it down week by week and then ask yourself, what is the weekly action that I need to take and what would progress look like after 30 days, 60 days and 90 days? That roadmap will turn your vague intention into a very clear sprint. And if you're following the PDF, this will be very, very easy to do. Now, once you're done, I want you to prepare for the time when lack of motivation hits, and the way to do that is to find your rock. Lack of motivation is going to hit you. Maybe in a week, maybe in a month, maybe towards the end of the 90 days. So far, the reason that you are unable to change is because once this block of motivation hits you, you don't have enough fuel in your tank to keep going, right? That's the real problem. You've been trying to run on willpower alone, but willpower is like your phone battery. It drains fast, and if you don't recharge it, you are going to end up quitting. And the way to recharge is not discipline for the sake of discipline. It is your intrinsic inner reason for why you want to change in the first place. It is your rock. That is what actually keeps you moving. And everybody's rock is different. For you, it could be your health. Maybe you had someone in your family die of hypertension from smoking alcohol in a sedentary lifestyle, and that is not what you want for yourself. Or maybe your rock is wanting to give your family the kind of life and money they have never seen in their life. For me, my rock is basically not letting lack of money or health derail my life in any way possible. I will do anything in my power to be healthy and financially well off. Whatever it is, your rock is basically the anchor that keeps you steady when your motivation dips. So here is what I want you to do. Write the sentence out. I am committing to this 90-day sprint because, and finish it honestly. Do not write what sounds good. Write what hits you in the gut. That is your rock. And then you're going to put it somewhere that you cannot ignore. Maybe it's your mirror, your phone lock screen, your journal. Because when that block of motivation hits you, this is the fuel you will reach for. And once you've found your rock, the next step is to radically audit your life. So in the last month, I went on a 10-day trip. I also went out with my friends in Delhi to a few cafes before that. I also spent time shopping for the wedding. And you might be wondering, why am I telling you all of this? Well, this is everything I had to do. But the catch is that none of these things directly aligned with the one big goal that I had for myself for the 90 days, and that is to get my dream body. And because these things didn't directly align with that goal, I actually made very little progress towards that goal in the last month. Now, this is not to say that these things are not important, but the reason that most people fail to achieve their goal is exactly this. You are focused on doing everything all at once. Your days are jammed with social plans, random tasks, endless scrolling, errands, and at the end of it all, you have spent zero time on the things that actually matter towards building that goal. You are busy, but you are not moving forward. So unless you are getting married like me, or you have a big life event coming up in the next 3 months, here is what I want you to do. Make a set of 2 lists. List 1, everything that is not serving your one big goal. And list 2, everything that will directly move you towards your big goal. And then you are going to commit to living off this list, the second list, for the next 90 days. You can use a habit tracker app, a bullet journal, whatever it is, you want to record your progress every single time. You can also put sticky notes on your wall and check off everything you've done it once you've done it at the end of the day. And if your one big goal is to get in shape, I'm actually doing a 30-day challenge on Instagram to glow up physically and mentally before my wedding, and you're welcome to join in. So now when you do this, when you radically audit your life, it completely changes your perspective on how to approach your goals. You are able to very easily get rid of distraction, and therefore what is more important becomes crystal clear. But clarity means nothing without action. You can have your goals written down, your lists made, your why crystal clear. But unless your daily actions line up with that vision, you are still drifting. And drifting is the fastest way to waste another 90 days. On the other hand, small consistent actions which are done in alignment with your goal will take you much farther than bursts of random energy ever will. For example, if your goal is health, aligned action is not downloading 5 workout plans and watching fitness reels all night. It is showing up at the gym 3 to 4 times a week, cooking simple meals that nourish you, and drinking water when you normally grab like a Coke or a soda. If your goal is financial freedom, aligned action is not endlessly researching side hustles. It is committing 1 focused hour every day to building your skill or your product. So for the next 90 days, I want you to design your days around alignment. So take the goal that you have committed to and ask yourself, what is one daily action that would get me to this goal if I repeated it for 90 days straight? And then block out a few focused hours every single day for that one thing. And before ending your day, just check in with yourself for 5 minutes if you stayed on course or not. And that is how you basically turn clarity into momentum and momentum into results. So for me, working towards my dream body, my aligned action would be to eat clean 6 days a week, plus a workout 4 to 5 times a week. And this means a daily workout sprint, or like 6 workout sprints in a week of 45 minutes to an hour, and meal prep done every morning for the entire day. Now, I already know the question that you're going to ask, but there are so many distractions. I am not able to put my phone down. I spend my whole day watching reels. And to that, I'm going to say, you need to get off your phone. We've already established that the next 90 days are a sprint. And if you've ever gone running or been a part of like a sprinting marathon or something like that, when you are sprinting, you need to not be distracted by anything else. The only thing that matters in your life in those moments is the finish line. And it is just 3 months. You can go back to watching all the reels you want after these 3 months are done. Although you probably wouldn't want to. So I'm not going to say that you need to go monk mode because frankly, I think that is a BS concept. But what you do need to do if social media and phone take up 3 to 4 hours of your life every single day is to figure out a way to replace it with something that aligns with your goal. Basically, you're not quitting your phone because that never works. You are replacing the hours you waste scrolling with actions that actually align with your 90-day goal. So if your goal is fitness, for instance, every time you feel the urge to scroll, you can either go for a 10-minute walk or do a 10-minute stretch, and then you get 10 minutes of screen time, right? If your goal is building a side hustle, replace 30 minutes of reels with 30 minutes of skill building or focused work. If your goal is saving money, replace mindless browsing with tracking your expenses or planning your budget. So for the next 90 days, I want you to set one non-negotiable rule. Every hour you spend on your phone, you will have to spend an equal or a greater amount of time on your goal. So by the end of the 90 days, your screen time will have gone down to half or less than half, and those reclaimed hours will become the foundation of your transformation. Okay, got it? Now that your own distractions are sorted, what about the distractions that come in the form of the people around you or the world around you? The moment you start making changes, people around you are going to notice. And not everybody will cheer you on. Some people will question you. Why are you suddenly so serious about this? Some people will joke about it. Come on, yaar, one day off won't kill you. And some people will flat out try to pull you back into the same patterns that you're trying to escape. The reason for this is that most people don't want you to change because your change makes them uncomfortable. If you grow, it forces them to confront the fact that they're staying still. So instead of stepping up for themselves, they'd rather pull you back down. And a lot of the times, this is done by them unconsciously or subconsciously, right? Think about it. You say no to a party because you're focusing on your health and suddenly you are boring. You turn down a shopping spree because you're saving money and you're stingy. You put in extra hours on your side hustle and people tell you to chill. It's not about you, it's about them. Your progress basically threatens their comfort. So for the next 90 days, cut off anyone who is a threat to your goal. Yes, cut them off. If somebody constantly pulls you back, laughs at your efforts, or tempts you to break your momentum, they do not get access to you right now. Because here's the thing, right? A comeback isn't just about proving yourself right, majorly about that, but it's also a little bit about shocking the people who didn't believe you could do it in the first place. And you can't really shock them if you're letting them drag you down. Okay, I literally blogged all of my extended relatives on social media, every single platform when I started creating content. It massively helped with my focus, my peace of mind. The only reason that I was able to get my content game off the ground was because there was nobody pulling me back down. If I had shared this before I had started creating content or while I was in the beginning stages of creating content, people would have told me this is not going to work out. People would have told me that, this is not a great career path for you to go down on. Why are you quitting your job? All of those things. And that would have killed my confidence to be able to actually pursue this path. But I'm so glad that I blocked all of them. They're all unblocked now. But initially when I started, I blocked all of them and it was so worth it. But the next question that arises is, even without these people, your comfort zone is going to be challenged, right? Your comfort zone can also be a challenge that keeps you stuck in the same zone, which is why I want you to use the discomfort signal to your advantage, because you will feel uncomfortable after you start working on your goal. That is normal. The soreness, the resistance, the boredom from the same routines, these will urge you to quit. And the bad news is that it is all part of the process. The real question, however, is how do you make sure that you don't give up when this discomfort hits? First is, of course, by understanding that discomfort is not a sign of failure, it is a sign that you are growing. But if you try to push at your 100% level every single day, the moment that your fuel runs low, you're going to crash. That is why you need something called a safety net. So for these next 90 days, set a bare minimum action target for your goal. This is the smallest non-negotiable thing that you will do even on your worst days. If your goal is fitness, maybe it is 10 push-ups or 15-minute walk. If it is writing, maybe it's writing 100 words. That's the bare minimum that you're going to do every single day. If it is saving money, maybe it is tracking one single expense every single day. This bare minimum action has to be small enough to feel doable even on your worst days, and that is something only you understand about yourself. So take a look at your own patterns, at what you tend to do when you are at like rock bottom, and pick an action accordingly. But even though it is so small that you can do it on your worst days, it is still big enough to keep that habit, that momentum alive. Because here's the secret. The days you do the bare minimum are the days that protect your momentum. And momentum, not motivation, is what will carry you through the next 90 days. And after that, the final thing that I want you to do to seal in your progress is to prioritize recovery. Because lack of rest is the final stop that prevents you from actually reaching your goal. You see, I know when you set a goal, you decide to go all in. I do the same. You cut your sleep, you overtrain, you overwork, you try to squeeze productivity out of every single second. And for a while, it feels like it's working. Yay, woohoo. But then burnout hits. You lose your energy, your habits slip up, and before you know it, you are back where you started. The truth is that recovery is more of a fuel than any other step on this list. And without it, your mind and your body are just not getting enough fuel to keep going. Recovery is not wasted time. Recovery is progress. Your body builds muscle when you rest. Your brain rewires new habits when you sleep. Your willpower and focus recharge when you take breaks. If you ignore recovery, you are sabotaging your own transformation. In my early 20s, I was so driven in my career and towards the multiple goals that I had that I ignored rest massively. And as a result, in just a few years, I felt drained, mentally exhausted, physically tired all of the time. And no matter how disciplined I tried to be, I could not stick to my goals. It wasn't because I was not working hard. It was because I was not prioritizing rest. So for the next 90 days, you need to treat recovery like a part of the plan. It is not a luxury. You're going to set up a fixed bedtime. You're going to keep your phone out of reach at night, and you're going to aim for 7 to 8 hours of real sleep. If your big goal is fitness, build in rest days. If your big goal is work, schedule breaks. And if nothing else, protect your sleep like your results depend on it, because they really, really do. All right, noted everything down. Once again, I'm going to remind you, everything is going to be in the PDF as well. So if you're following that, it's going to be very easy to take care of this. And if you look at this video, you will realize that when you combine clarity, action, and rest, you basically create a cycle of growth that makes you unstoppable. And that is how you go from just hoping for change to actually living it every single day. So let's go ahead and quickly recap everything that we've covered in the video. These are 9 habits that I want you to follow for the next 90 days. And I promise you, your life is not just going to change, it is going to transform. Habit number 1, stop confusing motion with progress. You're basically going to stop consuming more content on this topic, and you're going to start taking action on what you already know. Next, you're going to understand that 3 months is a lot of time. 90 days can completely rewire your brain and your habits. Start acting today, and by the end of those 90 days, you will already be a transformed person. Next, you're going to find your rock, your inner why, your inner reason for why you want to achieve a goal in the first place. Because when your motivation dies, and it will, this why is what will keep you coming back. After that, you are going to radically audit your life. You are going to cut any noise, any sort of distraction that keeps you from achieving your goal for the next 90 days. And you're only going to surround yourself with things that keep you on track. Then you're going to take aligned action. Basically, you're going to design your days around the daily actions that actually matter and will take you closer to your goal. And for this, you obviously need to get off your phone, reclaim those wasted hours, and invest them into your comeback. And at the same time, block the naysayers. Don't let other people's comfort zone pull you back. Use discomfort to your advantage. Understand that when it feels tough, that is a sign that you're growing. Use that discomfort to fuel your growth. And finally, prioritize recovery, because rest is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Rest is what keeps you going, keeps your fuel in the game. All right? So those were the 9 things that you're going to prioritize for the next 90 days. And I promise you, you're going to be a completely different person. Now, if you want a shorter transformation and you want to do it in 60 days instead of 90 days, I highly recommend you go check out this video next. And of course, this entire playlist where we have multiple transformation videos. And I'm going to see you guys very, very soon with another one. All the best for this 90-day challenge. I'm going to see you at the end of it in 2026 as a transformed person. Keep going.